Hi and welcome to Elicit's live stream number 9. I'm Andreas, I'm the CEO of Elicit. Elicit is an AI research assistant, and as usual I'm gonna research some topic that I don't know very much about, won't really be prepared, and we'll learn about it together. I'll have a time limit, it'll be 30 minutes this time, and we'll see how far we get. Also, as usual, it's about learning in public. Hopefully, once again, not too public. It would be a shame if this had more than 10 viewers. For example, last time I learned that I did not have my audio on. So that was an interesting change that hopefully this time I've learned from and improved. I also want to learn how to improve Elicit, so if we run into any issues, I'll make a note immediately and forward them to our engineering team. Suggest topics in the comments if you'd like me to research a topic that you're interested in. Otherwise, I'll just keep choosing topics that I'm interested in. For today, the topic I want to research is pescatarian diets, so diets where you only eat fish and seafood as a meat. So you can eat vegetables and grains, etc., but no beef, no chicken, no other meats, only fish and seafood. That's a diet I've been following for a couple of years, and I mostly do it for ethical reasons, but would be very curious, well, what are the health effects? How does it compare to eating meat? Every now and then I think, well, maybe I should eat meat. Maybe that would be better. All right, let's start the timer, and let's see what we can learn about that. So can just start with a very general query, like what are the health effects of pescatarian diets? The last few days we've had a few issues with our backend. Hopefully it's better now. It might still be a little bit slow, but we'll be patient. All right, so here we have various health benefits: lower body weight, cholesterol, blood pressure, reduced risk of various diseases, can lead to nutritional deficiencies in some populations. All right, so that's actually already quite interesting to me, and suggests points to zoom into. So specifically, what are the potential nutritional deficiencies? And then also we already have the kind of positive effects. So I think I'm gonna break this down into 2 questions, and then I might go back to the first one. So what are the nutritional deficiencies associated with pescatarian diets? And then separately I'll ask, what are the health benefits associated with pescatarian diets? Just going back to the first step, quickly skimming the results here. I think I also want to rerun this one with only pretty recent studies. Actually, I'm gonna see if there's a review, because if so, I'd be pretty interested in just looking at the review or meta-analysis and seeing if what was found there. All right, while that's running, the second result came back, and there we have vitamin B12, D, omega-3, kind of surprising, iron, zinc. and I'm going to add a column here just so that I can know which paper discusses which nutritional deficiencies. Yeah, let's just see what it said. While that's running, we also asked about the health benefits. And here, I think I'm actually going to do something similar. And I will ask, what are the health benefits discussed in this paper? Just so I can create a per paper view. All right, very nice. Now we're grouping this, and actually I specifically want to ask about pescatarian diets here. So different deficiencies of pescatarian diets, because some papers will discuss multiple diets, just one per line. If no, focus on. And likewise here. Okay. Yeah, see, this is what I suspected, is that for many of these papers, because we only have the abstract, there are no specific deficiencies that are being discussed. And one way we could address that is by just focusing on papers for which we do have the PDFs. And I think I might do that next. But first, I want to go back to the initial search. So remember what I did here was I just generally asked all the health effects, and then I added filters for relatively recent, is there a review or meta review? And then I specifically I'm going to add the summary column here just so I can have per paper like more detailed summaries. Let's go back and first read the recomputed summary above here, summary of all the papers: cardiovascular health, reduced blood pressure, lower risk of obesity, okay, this doesn't even mention any deficiencies at this point. Okay, here, hypothesis that it's ideal for optimizing cardiovascular health. Here, the Mediterranean diet. Let's check what it says here. question is, what is the definition? I'll punt that for now because I want to make progress on reviewing the papers. We only have 20-ish minutes left, so don't want to get rabbit hole too much here. Reduce blood pressure. All right, let's go back to the second query where I now more specifically asked about the nutritional deficiencies. And here, it's interesting that this one says only a slight reduction in nutrients. Where did that come from? Yeah, that's not 1, 2. So this one seems specific to vegetarian diets. So I don't think that is exactly what we're hoping for here. Okay, because I think the specific deficiencies are often not discussed in the abstract, what I'm going to do next is I will filter for papers that have a PDF, and I'll also filter for relatively recent ones and see if we can learn more that way. The health benefits, I think, are more often discussed in the abstract. Low risk of heart disease. A lot of these, actually, something that I think we want to do here is add a column like, does this paper specifically discuss pescatarian diets? Because I think it's much more common that papers discuss vegetarian diets or other adjacent diets. And I think we want to know this also when we ask about the benefits. And then we can use the keyword filter by column to get to the papers that actually are specifically discussing those diets. Why not also do this here for our overview query? Then I'm only to turn the ones that say yes. Some of these are still loading, so we can wait for that. Here, yes. Yeah, here it seems like the model here doesn't know that pescatarian and pesco-vegetarian are most likely the same. Although I guess it could be different. It could be that pescatarian is all seafood and maybe pesco-vegetarianism only includes fish. I'm not sure. Probably not. So here, once we filtered for these papers, lower risk of heart disease is one of the outcomes here. It seems like that's also an outcome of vegetarian diet. and one thing I'm interested in is what are the key differences between vegetarian and pescatarian diets based on the paper. Actually, am I interested in that? What actually between standard meat-based? I'm actually more interested in the differences in health effects. I'm more interested in the differences between pescatarian and meat-based diets. I'll add that here as well, in case these papers discuss that more explicitly, and likewise for the first column, for the first table. Okay, so here, low risk of ischemic heart disease compared to deaths that include meat. And here, the second one does not compare to a standard meat-based diet. Let's see if we look more, if we'll get more here. At the top, processed meats often include saturated fats and chemical additives. More cardiovascular health. We saw that, not mentioned. Reduced risk of obesity, non-communicable diseases, lower mean BMI. Yeah, compared to vegetarian, low risk of nutritional deficiencies, may still require some advice. No direct comparison. No specific differences. Okay, here again, reduced risk of obesity, environmental impact, easier to maintain. Oh, I've run out of credits. Oh, interesting. Pescatarians have a higher sugar consumption associated with higher body weight, but lower body fat when consuming sugar substitutes. Huh. Don't know. I'm a bit skeptical. This only has 3 citations. But it seems if we have the PDF, which we do, it does seem worth checking out. It does seem like an interesting paper here. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is what the summary was referring to, that in the Pescatarian group, people smoked more. I mean, I seriously doubt that's an effect of being Pescatarian. It's probably an observational study online recruitment. Yeah, it's probably not the best study because which people choose to self-select into which of these groups is correlated with other health outcomes. All right, let's zoom out here and think about where we're at and what, if anything, we want to do next, besides purchasing more credits. So first, we generally asked about the health effects, and one of the more robust effects probably is cardiovascular health. And though I think this is a little bit difficult to study because many of these papers discuss multiple diets, so we have to be careful to really make sure that we're only including studies that specifically look at pescatarian diets. So here, for example, intake of red and processed meat is linked to increased weight, cancer, type 2 diabetes. Pescatarian diets have more omega-3 and then specifically I was interested in, well, given that I'm currently on a pescatarian diet, is it the case that there are some nutritional deficiencies that I need to be aware of? And to that end, I filtered for papers relatively recent, have a PDF, and then was curious of whether any of these discuss interesting kind of nutritional deficiencies. Yeah, these are not nutritional deficiencies per se. Yeah, this is the paper actually that we were just looking at. And this one, let's open the PDF too. Yeah, here, this doesn't directly discuss pescatarian diets, it seems. Yeah, I guess it does. Okay, let's see what the paper says. Not ideal for anyone. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Here we have the nutrient supply per day for the average person following different diets, including pescatarian diet. And it seems like assuming a fixed number of calories. But I wish they included just general meat eating here. But I suppose recommendation / flexitarian can be an approximation here. So like protein is like higher for pescatarian than vegetarian, makes sense. Carbs is actually a little bit lower. Fat, I don't know what these are. Vitamin C, vitamin A, folate, calcium. B12. I think pescatarian diets do like reasonably well here, but again, I wish there were just a standard meat eating table as well. I'm surprised that pescatarian is included under the traditional plant-based diet here. Anyway, so we're down to the last 5 minutes, and what do we believe at this point? So I think we do believe that cardiovascular health, heart health, is an effect of a diet that is high in fish. And otherwise, I guess there are some kind of related effect, like lower body weight, cholesterol, blood pressure, which maybe some of those are upstream of those heart disease effects. And otherwise, we looked into what are the deficiencies. I think I'm still not totally sure actually. So it's like, yeah, there's a summary here, but I'm a bit skeptical actually of this. I think it's not. Yeah, I think it's not totally clear what the differences are here. So, for example, so here, if I click on, let's take one of these. No, that's not good. Like there, I think those are partially about other diets. Going back to the effect we saw earlier about needing to be really careful to distinguish whether we're in fact talking about pescatarian diets or not. And then overall, we had the overall query, which found the same overall effects in terms of heart health. We talked about don't know why it's said about pecans specifically here. I think it's still, yeah, I think unfortunately, I think I'm still not sure that there is kind of a true lack of nutrients that we should obviously be concerned about here. I think that is something that I would love to understand better, and I think if I had like more credits and didn't have to go through the purchase credits flow now, I think I would research that a little bit more. In the meantime, I think my very tentative conclusion is that certainly for flexitarian diets where you are vegetarian and and/or pescatarian and eat meat very occasionally. That doesn't seem like a big concern. And then there isn't very obvious deficiencies that are broadly discussed in the literature. Although, again, I only did a very cursory study here, and I could be missing something. But on first glance, the only very big effect seems to be a positive effect on heart health. All right, I think I'll leave it at that for today. If you found that interesting, subscribe, hit the like button, and suggest some topics for me to research in the comments. Thank you, and see you next time.